Welcome back, YouTube modeling community. Papa here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. In the video before this, just a little bit ago, it's been about an hour since I poured this first mold right here. And as you can tell, I went ahead, I didn't actually have enough resin mixed up in the cup to actually pour these parts right here. I actually skipped over this one, so I wouldn't say I got in a hurry. But as I mentioned earlier, I only mix up 10 grams at a time, anywhere from 10 to 12, maybe 14 grams at a time. Depends if I run it over like I did in the video. But what I normally do is I usually just mix 10 grams, and that's usually enough to cast just a set of parts just like this, maybe an engine, a bunch of wheels, maybe 6 to 8 wheels at a time, because usually it starts curing at about 2 minutes. It starts solidifying, you start getting that milky texture to it, kind of like what you see here now. And then you've pretty much, you don't have any more time, it's just time to leave it alone. A lot of times if I have a little left over in the cup and I've still got, I got enough, I like to keep, maybe some spare molds around that I utilize every bit of it. So just like this was I said that I didn't have a manifold associated with this 396 block. So I pull one out. I made one of these. This is just a little, this is just I call it it's not a pour mold or a poured mold. It's actually well, I hadn't got it, but I'll cover these. What it is, it's a silicone type material. You can see how flexible it is, but it's a part A, part B, and you take it and you equal parts and you knead it together like you would bread dough. And if you have a part that you want to cast, just one, and that's what I did. I took the manifold kit, or the manifold out of a 454 kit. I laid it flat, and I took that and I pressed it down in there. That's something you can do, and you can tell, you can see how thin that is right there. So there's different ways of making molds for whatever you're wanting. The poured molds are a little bit more time restraining, and it takes you a little bit more time. But the better mold that you make for your parts, the better your part is going to come out when you pour the resin into it. So really, I'll try to, and I really appreciate the compliments of what everyone has been telling me about this tutorial series. It's greatly appreciated. I just want to share, what little I do know about this with everyone. I hope this series has debunked a lot of mysteries about pouring your own and casting your own parts. So let me shut up. I tell you what. Let's start on this one right here. This is the manifold that I said I had forgot. And as you can tell, I got kind of a little crazy with it. Got a little spillage over it right there, but that's fine. You can cut that off. So let me pull it out, and there you go. There's there. Let me see if I can get that closer to the camera. There is a manifold for a big block Chevrolet. Perfect. I mean, you can't. I'm gonna trim this off with the X-Acto. I'm gonna let it actually leave that. I'll let it fully dry till in the morning. But these parts are still a little bendable, so you don't want to be touching on them as much. A lot. Okay, let me set that to the side. I had a little bit of. I told you I was going to mix about 10 grams more of the silicone. So this is my block for the for the 572 that I made. So I poured a little bit in it, and let me just show you how easy this stuff pops out. You just want to start just kind of just breaking it, not breaking it, but just kind of flexing it to the side a little bit like that. And then this is the good part about having not too thick of a mold right here. This one right here is probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. This one here is about 1 inch. So having it not too thick, you can kind of take it and the mold and flex it, and then that part's going to pop right out of there. And there is that's a block for the 572 right there. So another little perfect mold right there. Reason I had some left when I had some leftover resin, I just wanted to pour this because I actually had I made some mistakes on some parts the other day, and I had to go through there, and I had some air bubbles in it. I didn't like them, so I needed the parts that I poured on this 572 is going to actually fulfill that parts for that one engine. And these are the heads for it right here. You can see the level of the detail. And I'm just going to put these, I'm going to put these, see how easy these parts come out. And see, you got a little residual flash, but that can be trimmed off with the X-Acto knife. So here's the valve cover. See how easy these things, man, these things just pop right out of here. And that's the, I don't know if you can see the detail on the valve cover where it says Chevrolet 572. It just pops out. It just comes out of there wonderfully. And there, I forgot I really didn't need this, but this is an oil pan for the 572. I'll put that right there. Set this mold. Now this is the mold that everybody that y'all have watched been assembled from the start. This is the 396 block and heads, valve covers, and timing chain and oil. I think that's the oil filter right there. So let's start. Y'all have seen this actually be born all the way from the start. So got a little flash. Okay, kind of like an AMT kit. Matter of fact, this engine came from an AMT kit. But I tried to make it a little bit better than what they did. All right, now here comes the. Look at that. Check that out. There is a 396 block. Ready for. I'll trim that flash off tomorrow. I'm gonna set that to the side. What do we got in this slot? This is the valve. I say valve cover. This is the oil pan for it. See if I can get that to where y'all can see it. Let me get it into the camera. But that is that's the valve cover. Valve cover. Learn your parts, Fred. This is the oil pan for the 396. I get a little carried away when I start looking. I start having fun with this. I get kind of excited, kind of like a kid at Christmas. Let's see, what is this? All right, got a set of heads right here. Check those heads out. I mean, you can even see the details of the rocker arms and all that, and then the sides. So I'm gonna set that to the side. Then we got the other head right there. Turned out beautifully. Set that right there. We're gonna demold the valve covers. Pop these out. Got a little flash, but got that one. Turned out very good with this one. I'm very proud of this engine. And I mean, like I say, a lot of you guys, if y'all follow my channel, I love making, putting the big blocks in a lot of my builds. So there's the valve cover for that one right there. Let's take the timing chain and the water pump. Check that out. Man, these just really getting excited about using these guys. And last but not least is the lone oil filter. And having flash on these parts, it's nothing. I mean, it's nothing you can trim off. I mean, you can trim that off with with an X-Acto. There it comes. Pops out just like a loose tooth. And that is a oil filter for that. I didn't have enough resin. So I'll, maybe tomorrow night I'll get in here and I'll pour me some, I'll pour some more parts. I still got to pour some parts for this 572. So any of the residual resin that I have, I'll just put it in that slot right there and pour me a starter for that thing. But there you go. Let me get some of this flash here. Throw it in the try to leave it there. But there we go, man. That everything I feel. Tell you what, let me see if I can zoom in, and y'all can tell right there, man. Just look at look at the detail on these. This is the 572s, 572 block. Let me get this out of here. I don't want that 572 and the 454, but that right there, this is all for the 396 right here. You got a block, got an oil pan, 2 heads, got a set of big block valve covers, the oil pan, the timing chain and the water pump, got the oil filter here, and a good looking, just a good looking manifold right here. Now I hadn't got the mold out here, but I've got a mold for carburetors as well, for 4-barrel Holleys. So I pour some of those as well. Those are real small, and I've got about probably 8 on a mold box like this right here. So, but this is the 572 engine that I'll set it over here and let it cure out till tomorrow. I'll trim this flash off, and these right here will be ready for a future bill from West Georgia Rods and Customs. So, well, folks, like I say, I hope this tutorial series on casting and molding your own parts has helped. If you've got any questions, drop me a link down below. I'll be glad to answer as many as I can. And like I say, I hope this has really debunked a lot of the mysteries of molding your own parts. I've had some folks asking me about also doing a 2-part mold for like tires and such. I will cover that as well. Those are a little bit more labor intensive than per se a flat box type mold like this. I'll do a box mold on those, but the 2 parts, it involves using modeling clay to kind of fill voids and things like that in there. But I'll try to cover that in some coming tutorials. So, but anyhow, appreciate all the comments, appreciate all the likes and the thumbs up, appreciate all my subscribers as well. So have fun with this. I wish y'all much success with it. If you try it out, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line. Remember, folks, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.